Assalamualaikum and good evening. You're now with me, Yusuf Shukri, for TVS Nightline. We begin with this news. The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, MACC, recorded a statement from a senior officer from the Malaysian Armed Forces, MAF, in its probe into alleged misuse of funds. Chief Commissioner Tan Sri Azam Baki says the officer was summoned to MACC headquarters at 11 a.m. in Putrajaya. Even so, he confirmed no arrest was made while investigations carry on. Further developments would be shared in due course, and previously, media reports yesterday quoted Azam confirming the officer is expected to be charged soon. Now, onto the next update. Hold on, we are experiencing some technical errors. Now, the Works Ministry has set aside a special emergency budget to repair roads damaged by floods nationwide. Deputy Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Maslan, however, reveals that the total cost of the damage is still being assessed. Thus, he also assured that the special allocation is already in place, allowing immediate preliminary repair works to begin.
Bilik gerakan bencana yang kita telah aktifkan di Ibu Pejabat dan juga di negeri-negeri pejabat JKR negeri, yang mana daripada situ kita kumpulkan segala maklumat jika ada jalan rosak, jika ada banjir berlaku di mana-mana, dan jurutera daerah akan sentiasa aktif memantau. Segala kerosakan itu kita belum taksir keseluruhan, tapi kita memang ada bajet khas lah untuk kerosakan kecemasan dan segera.
In a separate development, he states the project involved an allocation of 200,000 ringgit through the Pontian parliamentary constituency and is expected to be completed within 2 months. Wisma Putra confirms that there have been no reports of Malaysians directly affected by the attacks in Yala, Narathiwat and Patani in southern Thailand in the early hours on Sunday. In a media advisory, the ministry advised Malaysians residing in or travelling to the affected areas to remain vigilant and avoid areas with a heightened security presence. Malaysians are also advised to comply with instructions issued by local authorities and stay informed through official channels. In a statement made on Sunday, Wisma Putra encouraged Malaysians in the region to register their presence to facilitate timely communication and assistance if required. And according to the statement, the ministry will continue to monitor developments closely and provide updates as necessary. At a hospital in Gaza, wards are filled with patients fearing they will be left out without care if Doctors Without Borders (MSF) is forced out under an Israeli ban due to take effect in March. Last month, Israel announced it would prevent 37 aid organizations, including MSF, from operating in Gaza from March 1st for failing to provide detailed information on their Palestinian staff. Israel's Ministry of Diaspora Affairs and Combating Anti-Semitism, which oversees NGO registrations, has accused 2 MSF employees of links to Hamas and Jihad, allegations MSF vehemently denies.
صار معاه حادث كبت عليه ميه مغليه بسبب الريح وجينا اخذناه على المستشفى وعالجناه. مؤسس اطباء بلا حدود يعني قامت في الواجب الحمد لله، وكانت حالته قبل يعني سيئة جدا، وهلقيت يعني الولد استفاد الحمد لله يعني كثير، وجهه خف كثير.
This is not really realistic to see that after 2 months maybe MSF can disappear from Gaza and can be replaced by any other organization. We have more than 20 health centers, so it's almost impossible to find an organization that will come here and be able to replace all what we are doing currently in Gaza.
The ministry's decision triggered international condemnation, with aid groups warning it would severely disrupt food and medical supplies to Gaza, where relief items are already scarce after more than 2 years of conflict. Inside the packed Nasser hospital in southern Gaza, one of the few medical facilities still functioning in the territory, MSF staff were still tending to children with burns, shrapnel wounds, and chronic illnesses, but their presence may end soon. Syrian authorities said on Sunday that the water supply to the city of Aleppo has been restored after an hours-long disruption caused by the terrorist organization YPG-SDF. Energy Minister Mohammed al-Bashir says pumping operations from the Babiri water station in the eastern Aleppo countryside have resumed, assuring residents that steps were taken to ensure continuity of service. On X, Mohammed says his ministry remains committed to preventing further interruptions, noting that local institutions are continuing efforts to bring back essential services across all neighborhoods and towns in Aleppo. Late Saturday, Syria's energy minister announces that pumping from the Babiri station had been suspended, directly attributing the disruption to actions by the terrorist organization YPG-SDF. The development comes amid heightened tensions in Aleppo, where the terrorist organization YPG-SDF launched attacks on the Ashrafiyeh, Sheikh Maqsood and Bani Zaid neighborhoods, targeting residential districts, civilian facilities, and Syrian army positions. Since Tuesday, the attacks have killed 24 people, wounded 129 others, and displaced around 165,000 residents from the Ashrafiyeh and Sheikh Maqsood districts, according to official figures. The Syrian army says Saturday that it had halted all military operations in the Sheikh Maqsood neighborhood in Aleppo as of 3 p.m. local time. The Syrian government has intensified efforts to maintain security across the country since the ouster of the Assad regime in 2024 after 24 years in power. Thousands of demonstrators rallied in Italy and Greece to protest against U.S. military intervention in Venezuela, with protesters in Rome, Milan, and Athens condemning Washington's actions and calling for respect for Venezuelan sovereignty. In Rome, more than 1,000 demonstrators marched toward the area near the U.S. Embassy, calling on Washington to immediately release Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife. Police blocked roads around the embassy to prevent protesters from approaching the building, but demonstrators continued to denounce U.S. actions. Participants included members of multiple political parties, labor unions, and social organizations, with banners reading "Stop Imperialist Interference" and "Free Maduro," urging the international community to respect Venezuela's sovereignty and the will of its people, and condemning the U.S. for violating international law.
Siamo contrari innanzitutto a questa aggressione imperialista degli Stati Uniti, vergognosa, che va a colpire uno Stato sovrano e va a colpire uno Stato sovrano, come ha detto lo stesso Trump, per il petrolio.
E per questo noi stiamo contestando questa modalità di fare politica internazionale. Noi col 3 gennaio abbiamo visto la fine del diritto internazionale e quindi siamo molto preoccupati di come stanno andando le cose nel mondo.
Επομένως, είμαστε ενάντια συνολικά σε αυτήν την επίθεση του αμερικάνικου υπεριαλισμού στη Βενεζουέλα και ταυτόχρονα απειλεί την Κούβα, απειλεί το Μεξικό, την Ιρλανδία, οπότε είναι σαφές ότι πρέπει να σταθούμε ενάντια.
Now, Germany on Sunday urged the U.S. to respect Greenland's territorial sovereignty amid repeated threats to seize the island by force. On a broadcasted message by the country's main public broadcaster, ARD, Vice-Chancellor of Germany Lars Klingbeil says it is solely up to Denmark and Greenland to decide on the future of Greenland and its resources. According to the principles of international law, such as respect for territorial sovereignty and integrity, it applies to everyone, including the U.S. Klingbeil, who is also Germany's finance minister, says together with Denmark and other NATO allies, it will be increasing security in the Arctic together. The Vice-Chancellor left Germany earlier today for Washington after the U.S. invited finance ministers of several countries to discuss access to critical raw materials. Klingbeil had already announced that U.S. ambitions in Greenland would also be discussed on the sidelines of the talks. Personal data from at least 17.5 million Instagram users has reportedly been leaked and shared on the dark web, raising serious concerns about user privacy and platform security. The cybersecurity firm Malwarebytes says The leaked dataset includes usernames, full names, email addresses, phone numbers, partial physical addresses, and other contact information. While no passwords were included, experts warn that the compromised data can still be used for identity theft or financial fraud. The breach was first traced to a 2024 vulnerability in Instagram's API, according to cybersecurity publication Cyber Insider. Hackers reportedly bypassed Meta standard protections and scraped sensitive data before a threat actor identified as Solonik published the records on breach forums earlier this week, offering the dataset for free. Such a massive leak significantly increases the risk of phishing campaigns and targeted fraud. Following the breach, users across several regions reported receiving an unusual volume of password reset emails, fueling fears of compromised accounts. U.S. company Meta, which owns the social media platform Instagram, has not issued a public statement confirming the breach as of early January. Instagram's official help pages note that receiving a password reset email does not necessarily indicate a hack, but cybersecurity analysts suggest users take caution. The incident comes amid increasing scrutiny of social media companies' data protection practices. Back in Sarawak, MACC Automobile has officially opened a new vehicle service center in Miri today, celebrating the 10th anniversary of its operations in Sarawak. According to the director of MACC Automobile Service Center, Lai Kon Kian, the new facility allows the company to broaden its services, including becoming an authorized service center for the Kia brand in Miri and Bintulu, as well as a panel for state and federal government vehicles.
Kita adalah authorized dealer for Kia in Miri dan Bintulu. On top of that, then kita MACC pun adalah panel workshop ataupun pusat servis panel untuk kenderaan-kenderaan kerajaan seperti state government dengan federal government juga. So di sini kita bukan saja buat Kia, kita ada buat kenderaan kerajaan, kita ada buat kenderaan customer, kawan-kawan, rakan-rakan semua sekali lah.
The opening ceremony of the service center is officiated by His Royal Highness Tengku Syamsul Bari Al-Haj bin Tengku Bendahara Azman Shah Al-Haj, with Miri's Mayor Adam Yee Siu-sang, government representatives, strategic partners, and local customers in attendance. Since its Miri operations began in 2016, Lai emphasizes the company's commitment to transparency in repairs, providing customers with photographic evidence and replaced parts. Meanwhile, His Royal Highness Tengku Syamsul Bari Al-Haj commends the opening as a positive step for Miri's automotive industry and local economic growth.
Saya ingin mengucapkan tahniah kepada seluruh warga MACC Automobile atas kejayaan menubuhkan pusat servis ini di Bandaraya Miri, Sarawak. Pembukaan pusat ini bukan sahaja mencerminkan keyakinan pihak pengurusan terhadap potensi ekonomi tempatan, malah menjadi bukti komitmen syarikat dalam menyediakan perkhidmatan otomotif yang berkualiti, profesional dan diyakini oleh masyarakat.
The center is also expected to benefit local residents through job opportunities and more systematic, technology-driven vehicle services. Get all the updates you need all in one app. TVS Inspire brings you live updates on events, news, and programs. Available now on the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. And that's all the time we have for tonight's TVS Nightline. Once again, I'm Yusuf Shukri. Thank you for watching. Good night and Assalamu Alaikum.